there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to some assemblage required video where I'm going to be using some wood veneer pieces. It is also Mix It Up Monday, which we are using this sketch today. It is from Jennifer Gagne over at Kay's Mom, and I am using some Infusion ink and some Lindy's Magicals. The colors that I chose are Rocky Road. This is the Infusion ink is Rocky Road and Sunset, what is it called? Sunset Beach, and Goth Goggles Gold from Lindy's Magicals. I'm also using some white pearl, I think it's called Pearl White stencil butter from the Crafters Workshop, and I used a stencil from Arden Creative Studio. It is the Distressed Tiles. Yeah, Distressed Tiles is what it's called. So I went ahead and put those on. I am sprinkling the Magicals or the Infusion ink right over the top. It looks like nothing is coming out, but I promise you there is stuff coming out. I can't even see it with the naked eye hardly until I get to the Magicals, because I put that on instead of with a shaker with a fan brush, and I am kind of concentrating that into 3 spots. The other, I kind of gave it a little bit broader of an area, but as you can see here, there's definitely pigment going on even if I can't see it. I am using some of the Vicki Boutin foundation paper for this because I wasn't sure how much water I was going to be using, and I knew I had the texture paste on there as well, so I didn't want to use all of the, or use just my regular paper, my Daisy White, which does hold up very well to mixed media, but because there's so much water going on here, I wasn't really sure how that was going to play out. So here we are just using the foundation paper, which I know is going to hold up. I'm liking the way that's looking. The key with these is to direct your spray in the correct area. As you can see, I kind of had my spray bottle spraying upwards, so I got more ink on the upper portion of my page than I really wanted to. It also helps if you have like a mister bottle that doesn't have a full force spray. It just has like a nice soft spray. So I might be investing in something like that. And I think I will go ahead and yeah, I think that's going to be added. That's going to be my next purchase. I've also gone ahead and not mixed up those sprays really quite a bit because I want to keep some of those pigments in there. Not the sprays, the powders. The powders have a lot of pigment in them that are not necessarily the main color, but when you mix them all together, it becomes the main color. So there's some pinks and yellows and blues and even a little bit of green. And so I wanted to kind of maintain that. When I get to the close-ups at the very end of the video, you're going to see those a lot better. And so I think it's going to look really fantastic. I have one photo, and it's just a 4x4 of me and my sister at Sequoia National Park. I am the little one in the photo, so this is 1978, and I have a couple other photos of the trees, but they're very, very blurry, so I thought I'm just going to scrapbook the one that has the 2 of us in it. The trees are not really of a whole lot of importance at this, in the scrapbook. I mean, yeah, it was cool to see them and all that, I guess. I was so little, I don't even remember it, but I've been there since, so it's not a big deal. And it really, you can't make out the trees anyway. So I did pull out my Edge Distress tool from MK's shop, some assemblage required, where she is actually just on the last batch of those that she is creating before she comes out with another version of it. So she's going to have a 2.0 version, which is going to be slightly different, but really cool. And so you're going to want to check that out at some point in the very near future. I don't know how quickly, but maybe in the next within the next month, she will no longer have these edge distressors. She will have some new ones. So I love it because they're really easy to hold. But I did use that on all of my paper layers, and I am going to be using some wood veneer at the very end of the video to add to this layout, just to bring in some more texture and some softness. And I really like how that looks. And then I am bringing in some pieces from the 49 in Market. I think it's called Simple Vintage Orchard. And I'm looking kind of for those reddish brown pieces because I don't want to veer towards the orange and make it more orange. There's already a lot of orange going on, but I don't want to veer towards the gray color too much, or the I don't know, the grayish browns too much. I don't mind having some of that in there, but I think the red brown, it really does a nice job of complementing the photo. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking actually for some layers to mix in between the two browns. And I'm going to be using a piece out of the part that's in my hand here that kind of brings in kind of a pinky cream color. And so I think that's going to work also really nicely, kind of just playing in the same color family. This is a very close to monochromatic layout. I can't say it's 100% monochromatic because I am using a couple of yellow pieces, but it plays off like it is a very monochromatic layout, and I really like the way that it looks. So while I work on that, I want to remind you there's a bunch of people playing along with Mix It Up Monday. You can check out the link down below. The idea is to use this sketch with some sort of mixed media involved, and it happens every month on the second Monday of the month. So you're going to want to check that out and see how everybody else is using this sketch and what they've done for their mixed media. And mixed media doesn't necessarily mean it has to be paint or sprays or ink. It could be stitching, it could be metal, it could be, you know, any medium that is not paper, basically anything that is mixed. So if you're using anything other than the paper, then it's considered mixed media. Anyway, I am considering going back and doing a stitch around my entire layout. I didn't have time to do it before the video went live. I'm still contemplating it, but I might go around and do that all the way around the outside border. I am mounting this onto an older Bow Bunny paper that kind of plays really well with all of these colors, and I really like that. But I didn't want to take the time to do the stitching and then not be able to get the video up for you guys. So it's also not something that I'm considering it. I haven't completely decided or not. So let me know what you think in the comments. Should I go and do a stitch around the outside edge? If I do that stitch, it's going to be hand stitched because that Vicky Bouton paper is really thick and I don't want to try and put that through my sewing machine. I'm sure it could handle it, but also with the texture paste on there, I don't want to take the chance and mess things up. So it would be hand stitched, and I would be using my stitching templates from MK's shop, Some Assemblage Required, as well as the mat that goes with that. And then I would be using some embroidery floss. So let me know what you think. To stitch or not to stitch? I would love to know your thoughts. Okay, again, the link for Mix It Up Monday is down below, so you can go and check that out. It's a playlist, so you can easily find all of the other videos. And there is a link to MK's shop, Some Assemblage Required. I will link up the specific products if they are still available for you, so that you can find those easily. And yeah, so those links will be down below for you. Anyway, just working on that edge distressing and popping some things up onto some layers. This is kind of going to make it a little bulky on the left hand side of the photo, so I am going to add some foam dots underneath the right hand side of the photo just to kind of make everything nice and even, and that way my photo won't have like a dip in it or anything like that. It'll nicely support it. But I am also going to have to use some liquid glue on the left hand side. I think the foam dots will do a good job of holding, but the left hand side is going to be over the top of some of that mixed media a lot more, and so I feel like the liquid glue is going to hold a lot better. I definitely don't trust the ATG to hold to the texture paste, so liquid glue is definitely the best bet for that. But I think the glue dot or the foam dots will hold a little bit. So we're going to see how that goes. I'm just adding a tiny bit of journaling with the date and where we're at. Here are the wood veneer pieces that I'm using. I'm going to use the tree stumps, and I'm going to use one of these sprigs. I was trying to get a second sprig in there, but I don't know. It didn't seem to lay right. So I'm just putting the one sprig on the left hand side of the photo and then the two tree stumps. And I think it looks really cute. I really like the way that those kind of play off of the idea that we're at the forest or national park and whatnot. And then I decided to pull out some sequins. I thought I was going to use the wood veneer looking, or the wood grain sequins, but they were a little bit big and I didn't really like the size of them, so I'm just using some white ones. So it's not really adding a lot of color or anything, it's just adding a little texture. And so I'm just using 3 tiny white ones, and these are from Not Just for Boys Kit Club. And I like the way that it just adds a little bit to it, but not a whole lot. So that is it, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this one. If you did, hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I would really, really appreciate it. And you can leave any comments or questions down below for me. I will get back to you as quickly as I can. And I appreciate you spending time with me today. So thank you for that. And I will be back again hopefully on Wednesday with another video for you. So come back and see me then. And don't forget to go and check out everyone else playing along. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.